Hi there, I'm gonna try this. I'm a walker. It comes from being a university professor. So, hi there, my name is John Dehn. My wife and I moved to Garland in December of 2016, and we just loved it. It was a conscious choice. Garland is truly one of the greatest cities in the Metroplex. We did a lot of research before we chose it and came here, and this is our permanent home. And because of that, and because of my experience, which I'll talk about in a minute, I feel that it's a responsibility to offer to serve the city in whatever capacity I can, and to continue the great work that the city council has done, and the mayor and our staff. I mean, really, if I had to have a catchphrase, it would be stay the course. We're on the right track, and we're doing a good job. And I'd really like to be a part of that and keep that going. A little bit about me. Well, first let's talk a little bit about my wife. She's a travel nurse, and so she couldn't be here this morning. And she sends her regrets. And but she and I were up in Alaska. I lived in Alaska for 19 years, where I worked at the Alaska Volcano Observatory. Not something you hear very often. And for a while, I ran the satellite monitoring division of the Volcano Observatory. I was also a faculty member at the university there, where I also ran the remote sensing department as chair. And then they went and elected me faculty senate president, where I had to manage 630 plus faculty members. And then they made me faculty president for the system, where I had another 900 faculty members from the Anchorage and Juneau campus. And these people were not speaking to each other. They were forbidden to speak to the legislature because of the way they were acting when I came in. And boy, it was a challenge to get that fixed. And I did, and it's still fixed. Checked the webpage yesterday. Everybody still seems to be talking and doing a good job. I am a certified mediator. That helped. So I have experience running multi-million-dollar budgets and managing a lot of people in a lot of difficult situations. And so Garland we came here specifically because of the wonderful things that this city has to offer, and frankly also because I spent a little time before I moved in plotting up the tornado tracks for the last 50 years. You know, you get a scientist going, and what's he going to do, right? So I plotted up all the tornado tracks, and we actually sit in sort of a shadow because the weather usually comes from the southwest to the northeast, and the city of Dallas. The smaller tornadoes tend not to like to come through here. So I mean, there's a lot of good things about Garland. So when we were living out in our travel trailer, trying to find a place to live, after I piled it up, I told my wife, "Here we are, right there. That's where we're going. That's where we're going." And we just love it here. My wife and I both serve on the Crime Stoppers board, though she does have to remote in when she's not here, and that's a wonderful opportunity. As I love working with Connie, and one thing I'm really excited about Garland is I've been talking to my neighbors, campaigning, and is the sense of community, and that is the number one thing when I ask them, what's your favorite thing about Garland? They talk about the sense of community. They really like the sense of community, and they actually feel safe. I mean, the number two thing that comes up on the list of the things they like is the policing. They are really pleased with how the policing is going. I'm very encouraged by that. I'm very happy to be able to help and serve on Crime Stoppers. And then the third thing they like the most, and I'm not going to give you the whole list, I'm trying to keep track of that for later because I really want to focus on, you know, what my neighbors and my residents want me to do is they really enjoy the amenities. And again, thanks to all the people that worked on the Parks Commission. That is a wonderful thing that they enjoy. Such a wonderful green space that we have here, and that's still going. It's great. As for what I want to focus on is first, I want to focus on affordable, family-friendly housing. We have a lot of old housing stock that needs vitalization. I'm really glad to hear about the new the new $10,000 things for the neighborhood organizations. That's fantastic. Again, Garland going in the right direction, and I want to keep supporting that. I mean, one of the ways to help people the best is to make sure we have a lot of housing stock. That's the real way to keep the prices down and to make it Garland family friendly, because that's the thing that I hear, number one. Number two, I really want to support existing small business and encourage new small business. We've heard the idea of infrastructure deserts. I taught disaster management at SMU. I sort of moonlight there now and again, and sometimes take private contracts with companies that are looking to keep their aviation assets away from volcanic ash. But because volcanic ash and jet engines do not play well together. But we can talk about that later. To support existing small business and to encourage new small businesses to come here, because Garland is such a wonderful place, and I'm concerned that some of the neighbors that I've mentioned have expressed that it is difficult to find the amenities nearby, and they're concerned about some of the intersections that they'd like to see, some of the wonderful old intersections that we've had revitalized, like wonderful things that have happened at for instance, Miller and South Garland Road, how they got the Garland Shopping Center and kept the old sign. That's great stuff. And we'd like to have more of that happening. And then finally, wow, can you believe it's happening after all this time? 6:35, they're doing it. They're doing it. And that has been such a challenge for the people living there. And as Margaret pointed out, it'd be great to make sure that we can help with the planning and development as that construction is finished to revitalize that area, because it is truly the gateway to Garland. And that entire corridor lives in District 5, and it's so important when people come from the rest of the Metroplex, from the west. This is their first impression of Garland. And we got to have to do our best to make sure that that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I really appreciate your support in doing that. Again, thank you very much to the Chamber to have us all. This was a great opportunity, and I look forward to serving you. Thank you.